I would like to explain to you how to search through the instructional materials specifically for the SAS Curriculum Pathways materials that have been uploaded to Schoolnet. Schoolnet is a component of Homebase. People are also familiar with the terms PowerSchool and PowerTeacher. So what happens when I log into my PowerSchool or my Homebase? Well, I usually land here where I can take my attendance. But if I notice on the left-hand side, there are other links here. The link I would like to go to today is called Schoolnet. When I get to Schoolnet, it will take me outside of that first login page for PowerTeacher, and I will see a blue strip across the top here. This has some live links to it. What I would like to point out today are the instructional materials that are found from the tab for Classrooms. By clicking on Classrooms, more links are available, and I can go to Instructional Materials. When I click on the instructional materials, this is the view that I have. On the left-hand side, I have 4 types of items or choices that I can make. One is just to search the materials themselves. One is to search the materials by standards. If districts become involved, they can upload their curriculum here, and this will take me back to my courses. So for today, I'm going to stick with materials. Now, I am a Spanish teacher, so I'm just going to type in Spanish, wondering what are some of the things that I could find here in Homebase. What are some of the materials? If I click on search, you'll see a spinning wheel telling me that it's loading the materials that it can find here for me. On these top tabs here, you'll see I have some materials that come straight from Schoolnet. These are materials that have been uploaded through people that have vetted these resources and recommended them for the Schoolnet database. Likewise, if I go across here, I see that I have 65 resources from SAS. SAS, it has a number of useful resources, and these here are just for Spanish. SAS Curriculum Pathways has resources here that have been hooked to Schoolnet that are just for Spanish. If I wanted to, I could go back into those original resources and sort them by grade, but here I'm wondering what do they have that I might be interested in. Quite a lot of things. Well, you know, actually I'm looking for something very specific, so I can add more information here to my search. I'm going to look for something about commands. Now I have here something, I have 7 resources here in SAS and 4 in Schoolnet about commands. Learning a second language, people need to learn how do you make commands. As I scroll down, I see that there are a number of different things here, and I'm wondering, well, what would happen if I went to the formal and familiar commands? Okay, here I have, it says it's an external resource, and that's because these materials come from SAS Curriculum Pathways. They are not specifically materials found by those that were tagging resources for Schoolnet. It says that this is using this interactive tool, students identify the use and the form of the following commands. Regular, irregular, let's or nosotros, vosotros. Identify the use and form of commands with object pronouns. Recall specific information from a Spanish text. An audio segment to answer questions. And write a response to demonstrate proper subject-verb agreement and correct use and form of commands. Learning outcomes are differentiated. Well, I want to find this resource and check it out. So I'm going to click on View Resource. It tells me I'm going to external link, and here, it looks like I have something that I can do to see if I really understand it or not. I can enlarge my screen if I want to make it bigger, okay? And now I can see that I've got some listening things. Well, I better go to this preparation first. And it says, Hola, this section checks your understanding of commands. Answer all the questions you can about the people in the picture. You will have 2 chances to pick the correct one. So you can see that I have arrived here to some information that will tell me that this was correct, and so I can continue through. This would be a practice type activity. No escribas tú. Okay, so that is the type of material that I was able to find this time by leaving Schoolnet and going to the SAS Curriculum Pathways. As you remember, that was an external resource. If I want to go back, I can just back arrow to the left, and I will get back to my tabs where I had things in Schoolnet, and I can click through these tabs. I have other sources of materials here, and as time goes on, more tabs will be added. Don't forget that these resources are in order. They could be by the most popular ones, the relevance, institution bank, by the title, the author, or the publisher. Remember that as we move forward, we will be developing school banks, district banks, that all work together with the state bank. So there's some exciting things ahead. This was a look at resources from SAS Curriculum Pathways. And if I took away commands, I could find all of those that are just for Spanish, and I would see that there are really quite a few. So I have my resources from Schoolnet, 448 for Spanish, and from SAS, 65. Hopefully that's been very helpful and it giving you an idea to find more resources that will support you in your instruction.